There's a company called oCodes. oCodes is a pretty interesting company. Actually, as an investor that manages a portfolio of companies with our firm, one of the problems that we always get to, right, as an investor, we want to give these company monies, right, to take it to the next level. And they always tell us how they're going to take that investment and they're going to put it into marketing and sales, right? They're always highly coached to say, we're not going to take your money and do software development. Well, guess what? The challenge with sales and marketing, the sales from a measurement is pretty good as an investor. It's pretty easy for us with the CRM systems and the BI systems available to track monies that get applied to basically the sales cycle. But when it comes to we're going to put this money in marketing, how do we measure marketing? Well, guess what? Josh and John Pastan have done a great job, as we know at Omniture, on measuring, right? How to measure electronic marketing and sales. But guess what? What about offline content? I'm going to give a company money, and they want to put it into print publications and advertising, billboards, all this kind of what people would call traditional media. So one of the challenges as an investor is I always like to measure things. I like to give companies money, and I like to measure the result of the return on that investment. And guess what? We've never really been able to figure out how to measure the offline content until oCodes came along. So I'll tell you what, it's great to have Dave Oldham here, and I'd like to introduce oCodes and how we're going to revolutionize the offline content market.
Thank you, everyone. I'm excited to be here. In fact, I'm so excited I'm probably going to pass out in a minute or two, and hopefully my mic will stay on. My name is Dave Oldham. My company is called oCodes, and I want to take just a second to introduce part of my team that's here. So if you'll stand up really quickly, I got a few people here in the audience, Hans, Trish, and Mark. My two founding partners weren't able to make it here today, both for personal reasons, but I'm going to introduce them and introduce the rest of the team in a little bit of detail here in a few minutes. oCodes uses text messaging to allow consumers to interact with all types of offline content. Basically what we're doing is taking the consumer behavior observed by millions of viewers who interact with TV programs like American Idol, ESPN, and CNN using their mobile phones, and we're commercializing that and bringing that to print or to offline media. We will be the de facto standard for consumer interaction with all types of offline content. Here's the problem. This is Us magazine. My wife and 2 million other readers read it weekly. My wife always finds really great stuff that she loves and she wants to buy. So she dog-ears the page, she takes a marker and she circles the things that she likes, all with the intent to go online later and purchase the item. But it's a big enough pain for her to get up from where she initially was reading the magazine and go online, go to the retailer's websites and research for that pair of shoes or purse that she loved in the magazine. So she doesn't do it very often, thank goodness. But when she does do it, the publishers have no idea that she went to that retailer's website and looked at that particular pair of shoes because she saw the shoes in the print magazine. Neither Us magazine nor the retailers can track that kind of relationship from the offline to the online. So what oCodes does is we bridge the gap between offline and online content using simple text messages and little codes called oCodes. This is an oCode. This is the logo, and this is the code. This is what an oCode would look like in Us magazine. On the cover, they introduce that their magazine is an interactive publication. Early in the publication, they do a call out that explains to consumers how oCodes work and what oCodes look like inside of their publication. Then, they put these oCodes all throughout the publication, linked to various bits of content, which could be editorial content, specific products, or specific advertisements. My wife looks at the oCode related to the particular shoes that she really loves, and she texts that oCode to our system number, 62626. She knows to do this because it's explained in the magazine. Our customer is our marketing channel. She instantly gets back a little message on her phone which can include more information about the particular pair of shoes, as well as a link to those shoes directly on the retailer's website. So she can click to put these shoes on her wish list or put them into a shopping cart or click to purchase them immediately. She goes from exposure in a print product to instant conversion and purchasing online or on a mobile device. The kicker here is the fact that both Us Magazine and the shoe retailer can track that her visit and her purchase was related to her initial exposure to the shoes in the print publication. Simultaneously, as she gets that message on her phone, we create an account for her at oCodes.com and link that to her mobile number and save all of the content that she bookmarks using various oCodes. She can go online and access that at any time later. She can also access this content from a little toolbar browser widget that we created, and I'd like to show you that quickly now. So let's say she's on Us Magazine's website. She goes up to the browser toolbar, she clicks on it, and it shows all of the content that she's recently created by texting oCodes. She can scroll through that content, or she can actually type and do a search to find something specific, like that pair of shoes. With one click, she's taken directly to the pair of shoes, so she doesn't have to go to the retailer's website, do a search, and re-find it. She can purchase it, she can put it on her wish list, or she can share it with friends. It's that easy. It's just that easy. Where was that from? She also can connect her oCodes account to all of her social media accounts. So when she decides that she wants to share something that she's found that she thought was really great, she can have it automatically post to her Facebook page. She doesn't need to change context. She doesn't have to launch an application on her phone. She doesn't even have to have a smartphone in order for this content to automatically be published up. She can add a little comment with a text message saying, "I love these shoes," and then these shoes are exponentially exposed to all of her friends and family who may purchase the shoes for themselves or purchase them for her as a gift. We also can do the same thing with Twitter and with other social networks. This is all trackable back to the origination of the content in a print publication. So Us Magazine gets credit and partners with their retailers to track that bridge between offline and online. They can tell, for instance, that my wife and 1,344 other people were interested in that particular pair of shoes and can send a follow-up text message as a special offer or a private sale to just those specific individuals. They also can use our website to get detailed analytics and business intelligence about how those consumers are interacting with not only their content, but with all other types of oCodes content. This creates new revenue channels for both the publisher and for their advertising partners. This is how we make money. We charge the publishers a monthly fee to use our platform. We also charge the publishers for every text message that's sent from the consumer to the system and the text message that's sent back. We also charge a small fee for every text message that the consumer or the publisher and the retailer sends to the consumers as follow-up alerts, reminders, or private sales, or other types of follow-up information. Basic reporting is built into the system, but we also charge for detailed analytics and business intelligence dashboards. Future revenues could come from Google AdSense on our website, oCodes.com, where consumers access the content in their free accounts. We also can participate in revenue sharing from all of the products that are sold via the mobile commerce oCodes platform. These accounts are already using the system today. It's built and it's working, ranging from magazines to an aquarium to catalogs to a TV and radio program. Recently, the aquarium did a campaign with us that cost them $250. It generated $925 in new revenue and brought 90 new visitors to the aquarium in a single week. It's a small example, but shows the type of returns that's possible. Rustico Leather did a $150 campaign that generated $675 in new revenue from one of their recent catalogs. These are paying accounts who've moved past the trial account stage. Crescendo did a promo at the BYU football game last weekend that captured 78 new qualified leads that are interested in SEO services, and at their current conversion rates and their average order volume, this will generate over $20,000 in new revenue for them. And it was a $500 campaign with oCodes. ConnectShare recently did a big conference, and 64% of the attendees opted in using text messages to get information from the companies and the advertisers that were participating at ConnectShare. This is our pipeline. There are some very notable accounts up here that we're actively doing demos and having conversations with. And I want to point out up here that several of these actually found us on the internet and are searching for a specific solution to this type of problem. We also have some resellers that have come to us who are very excited about taking oCodes into marketing channels that we're not currently focused on, such as large conferences.